Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Rustam with my first lecture on history of English literature. As you can see on this map, let me magnify it, that Britain or United Kingdom, or you can say England, although there were many invasions and there were many settlements, but let's start from Celts. So we can assume that the original inhabitants of England, they were Celts. Now after the Celts nation settled in England, here as you can see United Kingdom, the old name was Britons. Even the old people, the old inhabitants were also known as Brythons or Britons. Okay. Now the first invasion was Roman conquest, and then second one was Anglo-Saxon invasion, and the third one was Norman conquest. So Romans, they lived in Rome or Italy, and they held sway across three continent, and from Italy they ruled rest of the Europe and Africa and Asia. So first Roman ruler was Julius Caesar, who in 55 BC, that is before Jesus Christ, he tried to attack Britain, but his attempt was unsuccessful. Later on, King Claudius in 43 AD, that is after the Jesus Christ, after Domini, he came to England and he occupied this area, this island of Britain, and this started in 43 AD. From 43 AD up to 410 AD, you can say there were 4 centuries of Roman conquest. The Roman ruled, and Celts, they were pushed, and then it was all Roman law and Roman culture and Roman buildings, and Latin language was the language of the people. So after this, Romans, they left England in 410 AD. From 410 AD up to 449 AD, you can see 40 years. So people of Britain, you can say they were Britons or they were Celts, they did not have any rule. Now came Anglo-Saxon influx. Okay, now let me show you Anglo-Saxon settlements. So Anglo-Saxons were Germanic tribes. They lived in Scandinavia. Scandinavia is the region, as you can see on the screen, like Norway, as you can see here on the screen. Then somewhere here there is Sweden, and then Denmark. So this area is known as Scandinavia. So Germanic tribes, they were known as Teutonic as well, but usually we call them Germanic tribes. They lived along these coasts. This is North Sea, and here is English Channel, which separates this mass of Britain from the rest of the Europe. So this North Sea is the area where these tribes like Jutes, Angles and Saxons, these were 3 tribes, and let me magnify this for you. Okay, so these tribes were living along the coast of Scandinavia. So this is Denmark, so Danish peninsula, all around you can see water. So this is Danish peninsula, Denmark. So these nations lived here, Jutes, Angles and Saxons. These are the routes they took when they invaded England, when they attacked England. And this influx, they kept on invading and kept on moving back, and then so this period is known as influx migration. From 449 up to 670, they came and attacked England territory. But from 670 to 1066, this period, which is almost, you can see, 5 centuries, or 4 centuries at most. It is a settlement period. So Anglo-Saxons now settled in England, and actually these are the people who became forefathers of English nation. So in first year, first semester students, I usually don't go into much detail because it is very difficult to maintain the dates and retain the dates in memory. That's why I started from Celtic invasion. Original inhabitants were Celts. So then Roman conquest, from this to this. Then when Roman departed from England in the year 410 AD, and then after a period of 30 or 40 years, Anglo-Saxon invasion started, and this is the influx, migration and settlement period. And now they settled down in 670 up to 1066. So this was the second invasion of England. First was Roman invasion, second one was Anglo-Saxon invasion. Now the third invasion or third conquest was from France. Now let me again show you this area. Here is France, as you can see here, and this is known as English Channel. English Channel is the name. It's water, okay, and as you can see here, Atlantic Ocean. So Atlantic Ocean is all over here, and this part is known as North Sea, and this is English Channel, this area. So from here, from like let's say 75 kilometers away from this coastline, we have a district of France known as Normandy. So in 1066, Duke of Normandy, William, he attacked Britain. Okay, he attacked England in 1066. This is known as Norman conquest. Norman actually Norman is a name given to Normandy, Northmen. Actually, it was also a branch of these Germanic tribes who had settled here in north of France. So anyhow, we can say Normandy was a province or a district of France, and here William, who is also known as William the Conqueror, he attacked Britain from this area, so, and occupied Britain. So Normans were French people. They spoke French. So French had a front seat in England up to 1204. Even they had links both with England as well as France. However, in 1204, the links were severed. Links were cut off from between England and France. So the people who ruled here, French people who were ruling England, now they turned their attention towards English. So you can say up to this area, everybody spoke French, excepting common masses. Okay, the religious people are ecclesiastical figures, are the clergy. They spoke Latin because language of scripture was Latin. Language of government was French, and common people spoke English. So English did not have, English was put into obscurity, and French was in the front seat. And again, English language was re-established in England from 1204 onwards. Now, I just covered invasion of England from 3 nations. One was Roman nation, Anglo-Saxon or Germanic tribes, then Norman conquest, Normans from France. Now, relating to these political happenings, we have history of English literature. So, Old English period starts from 670 AD to 1066 AD. Why don't we include this period 449 up to 670? Actually, this period is known as period of influx. So these Germanic tribes, they were in the state of influx. They were moving into England, getting back to Scandinavia. So I mean, definitely when they came, they traveled through these sea routes. They definitely had their songs, their lyrical poetry or narrative poetry, and but it was not kind of recorded. So you can say when they got settled in England, now they turned their attention towards creating literature. Literature mean poetry, prose, etc. So roughly speaking, Old English period starts from 670 AD up to 1066. That is the time when England was conquered from William the Normandy, William the Conqueror. Or we can round off these dates. 670 can be rounded up to 700 and 1066 about 1100. So from 7th century up to 11th century is known as Old English period. So in 1066, as I already said, that Harold, the last of Saxon's kings here, he was defeated by William the Conqueror of Normandy, France, at the Battle of Hastings. Already covered that here, somewhere here, into the south of England, we have Normandy somewhere here. So this period remains from 670 up to 1066. Now Middle English period is from 1066 up to 1500. Up to this date, 1204, it was French which held the sway, but from this onward it was English, Middle English. So up to 1500, like we will talk about this period in which Chaucer was there, and Langland, Gower. Okay, these were some of the names. But before I talk about this period, I just want to give you bold hints about different periods of English. And from 15 onward, okay, it is modern English period. And here is the time we can say that English Renaissance was there. Okay, English Renaissance. Although Italian Renaissance started in 14th century, or rather mid of 15th century, but when it reached England, you can say we were in 16th century. Okay, Elizabethan age. So hope you have got an idea about this invasion of England and different dates. And soon in the next video lecture, I'm gonna talk about Old English period, that what type of literature was created, and how poetry and prose related to Anglo-Saxons was there. So before I conclude, hope you are requested to visit Google. Like there is another picture taken from Google, and I haven't covered Picts. Okay, this was another nation who who attacked Britons. But I have started by history of English literature from Britain, that is Celts. So here you can see Jutes, they lived here, and then Angles and Saxons. These were the three nations, Anglo-Saxons. And this whole area, as you can see here, is known as Scandinavian area, Scandinavia. And somewhere here, across English Channel, here we have France and Duke of Normandy attacked here. So let's finish because video time is going to be up. So Roman conquest dates given, Anglo-Saxon influx or migration, and then Anglo-Saxon settlement 449 up to 1066, and then Norman conquest from 1066 up to 1204. This was invasion plus settlement, and later on we will be talking about each period in detail. Thank you very much for listening to this first lecture on YouTube.